And just so honored to be sharing with all of these superstars. But I really, really hope that you are catching a vision for what this can be for you. And I really, really hope that you are hungry, that you are hungry for change, that you are hungry to do what it takes to pivot. Because here is the reality. I'm a stay-at-home mama, and I have always wanted to be a stay-at-home mama, but that wasn't a choice for me in the beginning. And I went through the corporate world. I went through 3 layoffs through no fault of my own. And when that happened, it was actually a huge blessing because I was like, this is going to be my opportunity to maybe go into network marketing and figure out that I can be home with my kids. And I spent 8 years in that space. And I love network marketing and it can be good. But here's the thing, like you're making a very small percentage. And the truth of the matter is that it is hard to win big in that space. And it is hard to help a lot of people win. And my goal and my heartbeat is to not only succeed, but help a lot of people find the freedom and unlock those chains that hold you back. And the truth is that you have chains, and maybe it is a financial chain, maybe it is emotional stress, maybe it is even a physical chain of like not being able to leave a job you don't like or not being able to be home. But when you can bring extra income into your wallet, you will get options. And options will give you freedom and it will allow you to choose what is important to you, but most importantly, what is not important to you and what you don't want in life. You don't want to have to work overtime. You don't want to have to miss out on your kids. You don't want to have to rely on the 9 to 5 because you are hearing a lot of consistency with people that have gotten laid off and realize the importance of another stream of income. You are hearing people that wanted more for their family. And I talk about this a lot. When you hit your D day, that is your desperation day, when you are ready for change. And after spending 8 years in network marketing and having some success and having some failures and the ups and downs, I got burnt out. And while I did have some financial freedom, I did not have time freedom. And I cannot tell you how much time I missed out on my kids. While we were home, I was still living on my phone. We would go on a vacation and I was hustling the next sale and I was messaging a million people. And this business is different. And I want you to know that this is a solution if you want it to be. I sat back and I watched for almost a year. And I actually bought another course that was debating between this and another course. I bought another course and literally 3 days later, I bought this because it's a program and a program that is interactive. You are going to get mentorship. You are going to get guidance. You can be a beginner. You don't have to have a following. You don't have to have tech skills, and it teaches you the automations so you can literally put your phone aside. This morning, I was getting my kids ready for school and I had a $900 ding come in at 7:30. I had another $900 ding come in at 8:30. I had not even picked up my phone. And then I was walking with my husband and I had another $900 ding come in while we were walking. And that is the power of what this is. And so if you catch the vision of what this can be, what has made the success for me, and I am, like Victoria said, I've made almost $69,000 in 4 months. And so when I saw this, I was working harder than ever in network marketing and my business was going down. And I sat back and I was like, this has got to be too good to be true, just like everyone else is on here has said. But I said, you know what? Like, what if it's not? I am sitting here watching the world go by and people make crap tons of money and I am missing out. And I knew about social media, but I said, if I can get this and I can learn just a little, then it's a win. And if I can resell one course then I have made my money back. And that was my goal. Literally skeptical, and my income was dropping. I was like, I will buy this if I can help one person, then that's great. And then my goal would be to make a couple $1,000s. And I guarantee you, if you were to ask all these top earners, most people, and I know Michelle shares this, most people have a small goal. Like Michelle, I think, wanted to make like in the 50,000s in her first year. I heard Victoria's story of making $29,000 in her first month. And I said, if she can do it, then I can do it. Because here's the thing, a lot of people have been to the moon, but it took one person. It takes one person to do anything in the world. And if one person can do it, then you can do it. But you have to have the grit. You have to have the consistency. You have to figure it out. And I made $22,000 in my first month. That is more money than I had ever earned in any corporate career in the medical field. That was any money, biggest month out of all my network marketing. And in my third month, I had a $50,000 month because I kept going. And what you will see is that the more that you serve other people, this is a business of helping others, casting vision, explaining what this is, helping them unlock freedom. And by helping other people, it's going to be an automatic win for you. And so the $900 may like blow your mind, and you're like, how are people earning $50,000 in a month? You can get started. And if you plug in and follow the program, $10,000 can absolutely be attainable by the end of this month. And we have 2 weeks, and you may be blowing your mind on that, but that is literally helping 11 people get started with the Legacy program. So this is not too good to be true. And I always cast vision for that legacy. So be real, be raw, do it messy, do it scared, because if you never get started, then you're going to fail. But I promise you, nobody will fail in this program if you show up, if you apply what you are learning, if you're coachable, if you're excited. And the other last thing is share daily. It is okay. You are not blowing up your feed. And I promise you that not every single person is in your feed every single day. The algorithm is different. And there's a lot of different platforms, but don't set limitations for yourself, because the people on this call right now that have earned 6 figures, I guarantee you didn't set limitations. And some of the things that I see, that people come to me and they're like, well, I'm not making any money, but I'm not going to post on my Facebook because I don't want my friends and my family to know. And I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, well, here's the deal. If you treat it like a business, you will get paid like a business. And if you are in a cubby hole, you will always stay there. And so you have got to get out of that. You are not a flipping tree. Go move, go break the chains, because this absolutely is a life-changing business if you choose it to be. It is such an honor to share. And I'm just so excited to lock arms with each and every one of you. And truly, like they said, let this be day one.
Just going to be real, genuine, authentic, and just raw, because I want you guys to understand something. You don't have to come from money first and foremost. I'm just a country boy from the state of Missouri who grew up in a shotgun house with a single mom and 14 kids that slept on a wood floor with no cover and a box fan. That's the God honest truth. So you don't have to come from money. You don't have to. I mean, I grew up getting in a house getting $700 for food stamps and a $300 welfare check, raising 14 siblings. My mom did. So I just wanted to get that out the way, because a lot of times people think they got to come from money. You got to have money passed down. It has nothing to do with that. So a little bit about myself, guys. Again, if you know my story, I worked as a welder for 14 years at a job. I was a 3-time employee of the month. Showed up every week, volunteered. I'm to a true company man, no days off, miserable, almost lost my wife, almost lost relationship with my kids because I put the job before I put them. I mean, just miserable, still living paycheck to paycheck, behind on all my bills. Make a long story short, guys, I come in after giving that job almost 15 years of my life, blood, sweat, and tears. They came in on a Tuesday morning, make a long story short, and they fired me. They walked me out. I sat in the car crying, bawling. And I didn't even tell my wife for almost 2 days. I didn't tell you guys that. Not only was I homeless, and I didn't share this with you guys, but I actually stayed in a homeless shelter for 1 month. because of that. Just, I mean, it was a lot, guys. It was a lot. I was at a really deep part of my life, and I told myself, I didn't want to work for anybody else. The fact that somebody could come in there and just snap their fingers after giving them, almost 15 years, it was just too much for me. So I told myself, I had made up my mind, I didn't want to work for anybody. Make a long story short, guys, I came into the online space not knowing anything. I dabbled into a couple things, and I discovered this program right here through someone on January the 13th, and I joined on January the 15th. Now, before I get into my income, I want to share with you guys, and I had a whole bunch of things, but I just want to hit on a couple of them that they're on as far as like my success, and this is for me. So first and foremost, guys, my biggest thing is my why. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing. Why did you join? What was the reason why you joined this business? Because once you figure out the reason why you joined, that's what's going to keep you from quitting. If you don't have a real reason why you joined, if Lord forbid, if just because your website didn't get set up right, or you can't get your emails file sequences together, oh, it's the end of the day. Like, it's crazy how we can stress this job and want to quit after 3 days, but we can work at a job for 20 years, taking orders and being bossed around and taking 30-minute lunches and 10 or 15-minute breaks, right? So you have to know why. My why is, guys, is simple. I don't want to give a job, somebody, an entity or a business, the fact that, and on any given Sunday, they can come in and be like, hey, we're downgrading. And you got to understand, if you're the person who's making the most money, you're going to be the person who get the axe first, because they're trying to cut back. So I didn't want to do that. I never wanted to put myself in a position where I was away from my family. I'm in a shelter. My wife's over here. My kids over here. I didn't want to have any, I want to control my own income, because I know the type of work ethic that I have, and I want my income to be based off my work ethic, and not because I'm working for a Fortune 500 company that's making billions of dollars and I'm only worth $22 an hour to that company. I didn't want to put myself in that. So you got to have a why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because your why is what's going to keep you going. I wrote these down, guys. I had to write these down. My next one, guys, is just staying consistent. No days off. When people ask me, Daryl, you're doing you're doing really well. Guys, I don't take any days off. It doesn't matter if I got the flu, pneumonia, COVID, like, I'm showing up. I'm consistent. I'm consistent with my 2-hour workday. It's in blocks. I don't do it all at one time, but it is like everything for me. If I'm doing 30 minutes here, my wife, my kids, the dogs, they know nobody touches my circle, right? And you have to show up, and you have to, for me, I post my 3 videos. I go live for an hour, answer my emails. That is structure. You have to have structure, once you take your business serious. The next thing for me, guys, is watching other people who are doing better than you. Guys, let me tell you something. I went from January the 15th to January 31st, I made $5,000. That was more than I ever made working 75 hours a week for a whole month, 12 hours a day, welding. And how my income ended up going from 5,000 to 8,000 in February, I watched Michelle, I watched Tim, I watched Marianne, I watched Amy, I watched Victoria, I watched Jimmy. I was watching those guys because they were making more money, they were doing more. And I just started mastering the 2-hour workday, because that's how important it is. And then my income went from 5,000 to 8,000, right? Again, showing up, not taking any days off, just continuing to learn. And then my next one, guys, is just being yourself. I think a lot of times when we're getting on video or whatever, man, we're trying to be somebody we're not. We're trying to be Michelle. We're trying to be Amy. We're trying to be Tim, right? It's good to follow them. And I learned a lot from all of those. And I put it together and I use it as myself. But I can only be who I am, because I know if you can just be yourself, you're going to attract. There's 8 billion people in the world. You're going to attract your own type of people, right? So me being myself and doing that, guys, again, my income went from 5,000 in January, 8,000 in February, to $38,600 in March. I had to pinch myself. I cannot tell you what type of income that is, guys. I mean, that's true life-changing income for me. And again, and then my 5th one, guys, is just staying consistent. Like, it is the biggest thing. There's nobody is going to have success without consistent. You can't work Monday and make a couple of dollars and take off Tuesday and Wednesday and come back. You have to work every day. You have to show up. Like, I show up, guys. I keep a receipt from Regions years ago when my account was overdrawn $422.63. That's my motivation. That's why I stay consistent. That's why I show up. It doesn't matter how much money I make. I'm going to show up every day. Like if I don't make money, my wife's going to leave me. I'm not going to have a relationship with my kids. They're not going to eat. That's the type of hunger you have to have. And you have to continue to learn from just everybody, but you just got to be yourself, right? And so it's crazy because I remember one of the first people that I saw in this community was what's her name? Victoria, because she had made 6 figures in 5 months. And I wasn't even on TikTok then. I watched the TikTok train and implemented, right? And I told myself I want to make 6 figures by the end of the year. That was my goal right out the gate. Guys, I hit 6 figures in 112 days, guys. That is a little bit over 3.5 months. Today is May the 15th. I joined on January the 15th, and I'm at a little bit over $110,000 in 120 days, which is just, I can't even tell you what that has done. I've paid off $27,000 in debt. The only other debt I have is about $15,000 for student loans, which will probably be paid off in the next 2 months max, guys. And I'm able to travel. Me and my wife are able to do stuff. I'm getting ready to go Monday for 3 days to Georgia. My daughter is planning for colleges down there. These are things, guys, I never got to do. I'm talking about 6 to 8 years. I missed out on this type of stuff. I'm getting ready to go to Jamaica. It's already paid for 8 people. I would have never not only had the time, but never been able to make that type of income to be able to take my whole family on a trip that was been on my bucket list probably since I was 12 years old. And so, guys, I just want you to understand that first and foremost, if you're here, this is the best business in the world. The fact that you can just work 2 hours a day and be able to learn skills that is going to pay you as long as the internet is around, because it's not going anywhere. It's almost like I wake up every day just like this, because I know that all I have to do is show up for 2 hours out of 24 hours. And I'm able to learn skills that's going to make me daily pay. That's going to have me living the life that I would have never. The only way I could have saw this coming was watching it, dreaming it on TV. And so now I'm actually living this, guys, all because of first of all because of a decision I made by joining when someone introduced it to me, because I could have kept on scrolling, right? But I joined. I've learned skills. And those skills are teaching me how to make daily pay. I'm a part of a thriving community, people who support me, who actually inspire me, who motivate me, and people who I can continue to learn from myself. And, I can name 1,000 other reasons, but those are just 5. Just, again, what is your why? You have to stay consistent, guys. No days off. Watching other people who are doing better, you learning from them. Staying consistent and just be yourself. You will attract your own audience, guys. And so, I'll leave you guys with this and I'll get off, Michelle. Guys, I had a millionaire mentor tell me this in 2018. He said, Daryl, you have to stop being poor, man. He said, you have to stop being poor. And he wasn't talking about where I come from. He was talking about my mindset, guys. I was living paycheck to paycheck, but he said, you have to stop passing over opportunities repeatedly. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. He said, and I realized that train of that thought, that little thing that he implemented in me, guys, that is the reason why I'm going to be one of those 7-figure earners that Michelle creates in this program. I know I will be, right? Because I would have never even thought of making 6 figures in under 4 months, let alone for the whole year. But this is the power of what we have up here. And so anyway, I can talk all day, but again, guys, it can be one day for you, or it can be day one, guys. And I highly recommend it for your, if you're smart. I don't say if you're smart, but guys, I would make it day one if I were you, because this is the best business in the world, and we've got the best supporting cast around here. So thank you, Michelle. Appreciate you guys, and let's get it, guys.
We did it. We did it. In 89 days, over $10 million has been earned inside my community just off the Legacy Builder program. That means 136 people's lives will forever be impacted because they purchase a Legacy Builder program and they get the ability to learn the most amazing digital marketing skills that can completely change their life. And that 10 million in 89 days is 100% profit into the community members' pockets. That's why we've had 3 people just in the last 7 days paid cash for cars. This is why we're having moms and dads be able to walk away from their jobs. We're having six-figure income earners achieving on a weekly basis now inside our community. 89 days, 10 million in 89 days. Never in my wildest of wildest dreams did I think that would happen. And you know what? We're getting ready to go on our next 90-day run, and it's gonna be epic. July will be record-breaking month inside our community because one, we're gonna walk you through step by step by step how to launch a business, how to grow a following, how to grow a brand, and how to literally get really, really good with your income earning activities and how to manage your mind so you can have the vision and see success. And then we're also going to walk you through how to create a reoccurring income stream. You have reoccurring bills, why not a reoccurring income stream? And I'm gonna show you how to do that through your email so you're not adding more hours. So we're getting ready to launch our next 90-day run, and oh my goodness, I can't, 10 million was made in the last 89 days. I can't even imagine what's gonna happen these next 90 days. So are you ready? Are you ready for that lifestyle business? Are you ready to be able to take control of your life and design your life? If you want to learn more about our Legacy Builder program, put yes in the comments and let me get you those details. We did it. What you're going to learn. Well, how you get started, you guys, when you purchase the Legacy Builder program, you immediately get access to your Legacy Builder program. But inside of that, you get access to 4 income streams. And right here, this Launchpad sells for $100. This Passive Daily Pay Blueprint sells for $300. This Digital Mastery for $600, and the Legacy Builder for $900. So you literally have the ability to start selling these products at any time. And when somebody buys one of them, you make 100% profit. If you sold one a day, that's $1,900 a day. So that is what I absolutely loved. I'm like, wait, so I can learn and earn at the exact same time. Yes. So while you're learning these skills, you have the ability to be earning an income as well. You guys, that was the most brilliant thing I'd ever heard. And the fact that we can make 100% profit. Now, also, when you enroll today, you're going to get these additional bonuses. Of course, our digital growth community, which is priceless. You're going to love it and meet the most amazing people. You're going to get a Canva crash course that helps you be able to create your content using Canva. You're going to get my 1 million in 17 months step-by-step blueprint that is going to be launching this coming week. You guys are going to absolutely love it. You're also going to get the 30-day market strategy growth plan. So I'm telling you guys, if you are brand new and you have no following, you have no skills, you'll want to follow this 30-day growth marketing strategy plan. You will absolutely love your results. This plan is exactly what I did, how I went from brand new on TikTok. I made 7,000 my first month and 14,000 my second month. I made 21,000 on the TikTok platform before I even had 1,000 followers. Okay, so you're going to learn that and how to start your own online business with MRR, which is Master Resale Rights. You're going to learn that, and you're going to get 200 digital product ideas, because once you're inside the program and you start learning how to market, learning how to build an email list, you might want to launch your own product, service, or community. You're also going to get the mindset, message, and marketing to your first $1 million, exactly what it takes. And you're going to get that Your Invisible Empire Faceless Marketing training as well. So if you don't want to talk on video, you can get that. Okay, and you get all of that and all 4 income streams, you guys, for only $900. And get back with the person that introduced you to this, because many of us do offer payment plans, so you can get back with that. But you guys, just one of each of these products a day, you're making $1,900 a day. You literally get your hands on $1,900 worth of product, plus all the bonuses for only $900. Now, if that's not your goal, if you're not looking to make, oh, by the way, that gives you a strategy, a blueprint inside of it to show you how to make $900 a day, which is $328,000 a year. It also shows you how to make a reoccurring income stream. You have reoccurring bills. Why not a reoccurring income stream? It also shows you how to add multiple other income streams as well. So this not is just one way to make money. This is just how we start by building that solid foundation. But if that's not your goal, we also have the Digital Mastery that has a 600 daily pay blueprint inside of it. And you will get access to 3 income streams, the 100, 300, and the 600. And then we also have the Passive Daily Pay Blueprint, which is a $300 blueprint inside of it, which is $109,000 a year. You can still make some good money with that as well. You get the income streams on $100 and a $300 product. And then we have our Launchpad, which is $100, you guys. Inside of all of these products, you're going to learn how to launch a business. You're going to learn how to go to launch to profit with your online business. You're going to learn how to build that passive income. Okay, so these are the products. We have our 900, 600, 300, and 100. And you get to pick the one that's best for your goals and dreams. And that's the way to get started. So what I want to do real quick before I open up for questions is I want to pass it over to Jeffrey, and he is going to share with you guys as well. Jeffrey, you should be able to unmute. And by the way, the person that introduced you, they have sent you an email. Scroll down to the bottom and there's a PS inside the email where you can get started. If you get started in the program tonight, please put it in the chat. We want to celebrate with you. We want to recognize you, so let us know in the chat. So Jeffrey, you should be able to unmute.
I am, thanks. Look, folks, I'm 67 years old. I have a wife, 4 kids, 12 grandchildren, 10. We found out last week, 11, and we found out later this week that our 11th great-granddaughter is a girl due in September. So I have 10 grandchildren. They're all boys except 7 girls. But what I want to tell you is you're never too old to do this. I'm 67. We have people 80, 84. We have people that are 18, 19, and everybody in between. Look quickly around the screen at everybody that's here. That shows you that anybody, I don't care what your situation is, everybody can do this successfully. We have people from all over the world, all different types of lives, all different situations, and they're still being successful. I've been a realtor. I used to say I started at 20. I actually didn't realize it. This month starts my 48th year. I actually started in real estate at 19 because this is the start. This month is my 48th year. And I've made a lot of money over the years, and I've made not a lot of money over the years because it does this. And I won't go into all the times I've been broke, but I can tell you I have been. And when I saw this, I had about little over 2.5 years ago, we lost an income in the family due to health reasons. I started working in a big warehouse. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you have a pretty good idea. We're talking 19 acres, 885,000 square feet, 7.5-minute walk at a brisk pace, and a pair of steel-toed boots across the concrete. I walked 13 to 16 miles in a 10-hour shift. The problem was I was an hour each way. 10 hours meant I was gone from the home 12 hours. 5 hours meant I was gone 7 hours. What happened was I saw Michelle, my mentor, who popped up and said, "Hey, make this amount of money with a 2-hour day." And I went, that can't be right. She must put too many zeros on the end of that. I watched her for about a week, saw some other people, and said, man, I'm all in. The reason I did that is I was working 70 to 80 hours a week. I still found time to put the 2-hour workday with your income earning activity in the nooks and crannies of my day. 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 45 minutes, an hour. You know, as realtors, sometimes we take 2-hour lunches. I didn't do that. I figured it was time well spent to do it. And you know why? The 14 hours a week that I work replaced the income of the 35 to 40-hour week second job that I had had. That didn't include gas. That didn't include the 2-hour drive to and from. That was just the 35 to 40 hours a week plus everything else on top of that. Because of this business, I made that. I get a little emotional about this, but the one thing that I didn't know at the time that I quit my second job was right about the time that I learned that I was going to have to be a caretaker for my wife. Good Lord was watching out for me. And I can tell you, the 12 hours I was gone is over. The 7 hours that I'm gone is over. I am here for her. We have good days and we have not so good days. But you know what? It's for better or worse. And that's why this business means so much to me. Not only am I making great money, we have fantastic friends. Let me tell you this. The people, I'm what Michelle calls an OG. I've been around a while. And let me tell you, I have more people in this community ask me about my wife on a regular basis and how things are going than people I've worked with in real estate for 15 years. If they see my face, they may ask me a question. They don't. 200 people in a warehouse, multiple nights a week. 50 of those people, 10, 15 feet apart, work with. One person. After I've now been away there 5 weeks. This last Saturday was 5 weeks that I have not had to go to that job. I had one guy who I'd worked with for 2 years as my supervisor reach out and say, hey, we're still praying for your wife. How are things going? You're really missed. Out of 200 people and 50 pretty intimately that I worked with, I get more than that just from the people in this community on an ongoing basis. I tell people that this community will restore your faith in humanity because the people that are in here care. They want to celebrate you. They don't care if you're making more money than they are. They don't care that you made money more quickly than they did. Everybody celebrates everybody else and brings everybody else along. You know, I tell people there's 15,000 people plus that are standing beside you and behind you. Not one single person, because you make 100%, not one single person is standing in front of you as some of the other businesses we've talked about going, what's in it for me? I'm your upline. I'm your, sideways, whatever. Not one person. This community will absolutely change your life. The people in here, the opportunities, Michelle hasn't told you, but she is continuing to release additional training. If she released everything she has in her brain right now, it would be like trying to drink out of a fire hose. What happens is she lets us do it a little at a time. And to give you an idea, a few weeks ago, we have training in here for how to find your perfect customer. It's different for all of us. 4.8 million people on the planet that are in social media. If only 1% of those people want to make a change in their life, that's 48 million people. There's 15,000 people here. We haven't even talked to the 1%. I mean, that's the incredible part. And there's more than enough for everybody to have more than enough. That's the thing. We don't step on each other's toes because we all have different clients and customers. We all have different stories that attract people different ways. But she gives it to us bit by bit so that we can understand it, implement it, and then move on next week and learn something new. To tell you what this woman stands for, we went in to do a Find Your Perfect Customer. It's supposed to be 2 hours. She was there for 5 hours. 5 hours. Not making a dime from anything she's doing because it's part of the community. Yes, she was still making money in her business because she is still involved in her business. But she sat there for 5 hours to make sure that everybody that was on that call got their questions answered and understood what they needed to do. That tells you everything you need to know right there. So I always tell people, do yourself a favor. Get back with a person that sent you here. Get with them and get off the fence, for God's sakes. You know, if you've been scrolling for 6 weeks or 6 months, how much money have you made? Probably none. Get off the fence, go back It doesn't take anything at all to be able to get the free information and look at it. What if you spend 2 or 3 minutes and decide it's not for you? You unsubscribe, move on down the road. But what if it's exactly what you've been praying for? What if it's exactly what you've been wishing for and hoping for? What if it's that? And you didn't take the time to look. God bless. Y'all stay safe. Have a great evening. And thank you for being on here tonight.
Thank you so much for sharing, Jeffrey. Love it. Love it. And I love the fact that you're home now. So good. So good. Life changing. That's what it's about. Money is just the byproduct to get us to the places and the people that we need to be at and with. So absolutely love that.